Mark Tatum, Deputy Commissioner and COO of the National Basketball Association.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here with you all.
Dr. Richard Lapchick, thanks for being with us here on R&R on Sports.
Thank you for having me.
Civil rights icon, Dr. Edwards, how are you today?
I'm doing a heck of a lot better than I deserve, I'll tell you that.
Sports commentator, Scoop Jackson.
Good to be back on with you all.
Ian Griffey Jr., how are you today, sir?
I'm good. How about you guys?
It's R&R on Sports.
R&R on Sports.
Hello, world, and welcome to R&R on Sports. I would be Howard Robertson.
I am the extraordinary, sensational, unparalleled, remarkable, the preternatural. And with all of that, that makes me the marvelous Larry Robinson. What's up, America? We back in this, baby, on Saturday morning.
So what?
Preternatural.
Preternatural?
Yeah. Don't ask me what.
No, I know you don't know. I know you don't know what any of it means.
I'm
which
just,
makes you all the more crazy that you say stuff. The stuff comes out of your mouth, and I got some words for you though. I got one you forgot: the infamous, the incorrigible, and indefensible. You cannot defend yourself. You just say you call yourself something that you don't know the meaning of.
Preternatural. It sounds good, man. It sounds like predator plus I'm supernatural, so it's preternatural.
Got no sense. Got no sense whatsoever. Got the sense the good Lord gave a brick.
What's going on, man?
A roach.
Hey, man,
it's
been a wonderful, wonderful week. A lot of stuff has been going on.
This is true.
I'm going to sit here and sip on this wonderful tea that I have. It's amazing ginger tea. Oh, my God. It's fantastic. So,
ginger?
Oh,
okay.
Ginger.
Okay.
Tea.
I thought she was getting your words mixed up again. Ginger tea.
Man,
Good. Big week in sports.
Absolutely.
Huge week in sports. And Lord, I don't know where to begin. Well, first of all, something that you ignore. I don't know why you ignore baseball. I don't know why you ignore baseball. But
any sport.
A fantastic World Series is going on.
Absolutely.
At this taping.
Nobody has won at home. No one has won at home as of yet.
And they're getting ready to go into Game 7.
Absolutely.
In Houston.
Okay.
And it is tied 3-3 between the Washington Nationals and the Houston Astros. And we will see if not good for Houston if this trend continues.
Absolutely.
Where no home team wins.
But I'm actually pulling
it is
for
really,
the Astros.
Are you? I'm not. I'm
Astros.
a Nationals man. I want to see him win. I want to see him win and get back in it. Houston has won in this is what? This would be the second or third in X number of years. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it might be fun to see the Nationals win, but I don't want nothing good to happen in D.C.
D.C. Well, you saw what happened at the game the other day.
Yes.
Lock him up. Lock him up.
I mean, I wonder, how does your ego withstand something so dramatic?
And his is so fragile.
And I know he probably wanted to shut down. Everybody get out of the stadium. We shutting it down.
He's got a preteen girl's ego. You know how fragile that is. A prepubescent
ego. Crazy. But man, I mean, but you're right. There's a lot going on in sports. The NBA is kicked off. I mean, man, I'm seeing some great hoop out there, man. I'm a big LeBron fan, so seeing the Lakers and seeing him work it out with Anthony Davis, and then seeing Danny Green, man. Danny Green has been playing some ball. Someone else, Avery Bradley, is playing the most. Avery Bradley is a first team defense, all NBA. Yeah. I mean, he is playing some great defense.
Now, I'm gonna tell you somebody to keep your eyes on. Keep your eyes on young Ja Morant.
Oh yeah,
with the Grizzlies.
Ja Morant is looking really good. He's leading the team, and they've really turned it over to him.
He is fearless, but he has got to know, like the song said, know when to hold him, know when to fold him. Yeah, you can't take everything to the hole. Yeah. You can't take everything. Some things you got to do floaters, some things. Yeah, he's nice.
He's nice, though, man. Yeah. I'm telling you.
But he ends up on the floor too much.
But here's something else, real quick. I watched a show the other day created by Mark Spears and the Undefeated on NBA fathers.
Oh, really?
And talking about the fact that NBA fathers, well, you know what? Let's talk about that on the other side.
All right, because we got to get out of here for a break, but we will be back for more R&R on Sports right after this.
Break back, back.
Hey, this is Dr. J.
This is Shaq Adocious.
Yo, what's up? This is Ice Cube.
And you're listening to a little R&R on Sports.
Welcome back to R&R on Sports. So we have been
wait a minute, before you even get started, I want to finish up what I was talking about before the break. Okay, I saw the most amazing show the other day on the Undefeated, and it was on their website, and it was Mark Spears talking to the fathers of this current class of NBA stars of rookies and Chris Paul's dad.
Like who, Larry?
And it was Ja Morant's dad, T, Wendell Carter Sr., Darius Garland's dad. I can't remember what Darius Garland's father's first name was.
Mr. Garland.
And then you had Chris Paul's dad, Charles, I believe it is.
Okay.
And, I mean, they were talking about the issues where they are experiencing things like they're sitting next to their wife. The reporter comes up and talks to the wife. And then when the wife refers to him, say, well, his dad is right here. His dad was the one that was out there playing ball with him every day.
Yeah.
And
introduce him to the game.
The reporters really don't even want to talk to him. He said there's been multiple times when the wife has said, here's his dad, and the reporter act like the dad just didn't even exist. And I'm like, wow. So the narrative that they're trying to push as it relates to these young men and their upbringing is that it's all their moms and not really acknowledging the input of their dads, which really was interesting to me. And to hear these men actually talk about that and how hurtful it has been. And then they've gotten to the point now where it's like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I know who I am. I know what I mean to my son. But, and they were asking questions like, so what do you do when your kid is making all that money? And like Chris Paul's dad was basically like, look, I'm still dad. Mm-hmm. My role doesn't change regardless of what money is coming in the door. I'm still dad. And then he got excited and got caught up a little bit talking about his son, but he was talking about the importance of having that manager or somebody that's there to manage all the affairs for the kid. Mm-hmm. And he talked about, man, how CJ has played such a major role in Chris's life and in their family and help manage that whole process. It was really moving piece.
So can people still check it out?
Absolutely. Just Google, NBA Fathers on the Undefeated website, undefeated.com. I think it's a really cool interview and a great job. Kudos to Mark Spears and the team.
Okay, as everyone knows, I hope everyone who listens to this show knows that we have been doing episodically, we have been doing shows based on the series, based on an article that our producer, young Jeremy McKnight, wrote called What If They Committed? And we have had some fantastic, very substantive conversations on generally about HBCUs and specifically about the NCAA changing, going through this change and
evolution,
and what HBCUs need to do individually and collectively to get to a reasonable place of parity, with PWIs.
Right.
So that doesn't change. We've got a fantastic get. But before we get to that, let's talk about the NCAA. This is and let me tell you, the interview that you're going to hear coming up with Travis King, who is an HBCU grad and whatnot, was done right before the NCAA ruling.
Literally, the day
before the HBCU. The NCAA came out. But I want to read these things that specifically the board said, Larry, and I'm gonna do it quickly. Number one,
this is R&R on Sports, and man, we about to go into this deep conversation about what's going on with the NCAA.
Right. Okay, so these are the principles and guidelines. One, to assure student athletes are treated similarly to non-athlete students unless a compelling reason exists to differentiate. So my question is, does that mean they can get jobs now? Two, maintain the priorities of education and the collegiate experience to provide opportunities for student athletes' success. Number three, ensure rules are transparent, focused, and enforceable, and facilitate fair and balanced competition. Number four, make clear the distinction between collegiate and professional opportunities. Number five, make clear that the compensation for athletics, performance, or participation is impermissible. Can't allegedly make money on your sport. On playing. Reaffirm the student athletes are students first and not employees of the university. Enhance principles of diversity, inclusion, and gender equity. Protect the recruiting environment and prohibit inducements to select, remain at, or transfer to a specific institution.
Wow. I still say the NCAA has a trick up their sleeve. I really do not believe that they are going to roll over that easily. And say, oh, well, you got us. Hey guys, you can make money now.
No,
you can make money on your likeness. You can
what makes you think they're going to roll over? You know what this is? This is an exertion of power.
Well,
it say we're going to play. We're going to set the rules.
I hear you, but I know that
now a lot of people, including yourself, I think, didn't think they were going to play.
No, I didn't think they were going to play, but I find it highly suspicious that all of a sudden, after coming out against the ruling in California, the policy change in California, and the other states that's joining in, all of a sudden, wait a minute now, no need for all of that. No need for all that, guys. We're now going to allow you to make money on your likeness and endorsements and all those things. Oh, by the way, you can now have a job. I just don't see the NCAA moving that quickly. Because the NCAA has always been like a Titanic trying to turn and change. Mm-hmm. So now all of a sudden, the Titanic becomes a speedboat.
But they're businessmen, Larry. They're businessmen.
Oh, first and foremost.
As the environment changes in a business, you cannot run a successful Titanic.
I understand, because you will sink it.
You go down like a brick.
But no,
I agree with you. I don't think they're going to go out like no punks, but I think they are going to exercise and do everything they can to continue to
control. I agree with that. But before they do all that, they got to pull down this rendering or this ruling on Arizona as well as Kansas. Mm-hmm. I find it highly suspicious, again, I'll use that word again, that they have not ruled when so many people have already gone to jail, have been put on probation. However, they still haven't ruled on the eligibility of this season for Kansas or Arizona and the other schools, University of Louisville and a few others. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm very suspicious overall of the NCAA, and being a former college athlete and knowing all the hoops and whatnot we had to jump through to participate and not get in trouble. It's too much. They got too much money running. Right.
So we want you guys to we tell you this because we want you to listen with a very critical ear and open mind to what Travis King has to say, because if you do, you will see how insightful and how on top of things he is with regard to his perspective and perception of what's happening. And it's not every day you get to hear from a successful African-American agent.
coming from an HBCU. So we're going to call him Nostradamus Travis.
King. King Nostradamus.
King Nostradamus. Because he sure read the future.
All of this and more right here on R&R on Sports. Don't you dare go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Riffin' on Jazz.
When two friends get together to kick it
about jazz, it's called Riffin' on Jazz.
Catch us riffing on jazz every week right here on your favorite broadcast or podcast platforms.
Riffin' on Jazz on the KUDZUKIAN Network. KUDZUKIAN!
Welcome back to R&R on Sports.
Back.
Only the best here.
Always.
On R&R.
Absolutely. Man, I'm telling you on R&R,
best
if
people,
y'all
best
aren't
talent.
paying attention, you better start paying attention.
Best perspectives, best everything.
Oh, man, best conversation.
That's right.
We get
Today's
deep.
no different.
No different.
No different.
Okay.
We got kinfolk in the house.
Kinfolk.
Yes.
How long they been kinfolk?
Long time.
Long time?
Ask him how old he is. That's how long.
Oh, that's real kinfolk. Now, you know, they say skinfolk.
Nah, all skinfolk ain't kinfolk.
Oh, okay.
No,
so
that's
what makes his
too.
brother special?
This brother's special. This brother's special. See? Well.
No. Regular.
Oh, okay.
Regular.
So now
we want to be all humble and caring.
Yeah, now you want to be
this brother
humble.
doing $1 million deals, flying all over the country,
Well, let's
and
tell
all over
everybody
the world.
who we are talking about. We are talking about Senior VP for Independent Sports and Entertainment, ICE. I-S-E.
Don't mess up and put it with I. You know,
ICE, man. ICE, they come and picking people up too. No, that's not us.
Y'all pick people up too.
Yeah, we try to. We're not dropping them off though.
Welcome to R&R on Sports, Travis King.
Thank you, fellas.
Glad to have you back, bro.
Glad to be here.
Absolutely,
Glad
man.
to be
It's
here.
been
It's been a while.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, see, he's been doing all kind of major deals all over the place and carrying on, man. Tell the folks, what kind of people that you've worked with over the years? Just give us a kind of a ballpark.
Oh man, I was looking at the list the other day. I think over the past 15 years, it's been 50 NBA players I've worked with the two companies that I've been with, from Amari Stoudemire to DeAndre Jordan, DeMarcus Cousins. We had John Wall at one time, Corey Brewer.
Wow.
From this city, Sean Williams, campaign. There's been a lot. Rodney Hood. There's been a lot
so
of
you
guys.
kind of know what you're talking about.
Kind of know what he's
You kind of know what he's talking about.
I will say I do know that.
Oh, okay. Then. All right.
Well, so let's talk about how a young kid playing ball in Memphis ends up in the realm of the NBA as an agent.
Right.
Talk about coming up and going to school. We particularly want to talk about going to college and how you got to the agents ranks. Agent ranks.
I had to credit my dad for taking me to the East Memphis YMCA in 1978. I was Shady
How many
Grove.
times have I heard that story?
Yeah. And my dad, so he took me out there. I was 5 years old playing on a team. And he would not. I was the only kid. He wouldn't buy me any tennis shoes. I had to wear some suede Buster Brown shoes with a thick rubber sole because he said he didn't want to buy me any sneakers until he knew I legitimately liked the game.
Oh wow!
And, you can go make an investment.
Gave you a real care.
Yeah. And
that helped you jump better anyway. They were heavy.
Man, they were heavy, man. But I scored 10 points that game, and man, it just was over for right then. So that was 5 years. I was 46 now, so 41 years. I just been in basketball. And on the school note, I went to Kirby High School my senior year. A lot of people would say I was the best point guard in the city. I led the city in assists. And unfortunately, I thought I was going to Memphis State at the time. Coach Finch and I were really close, and all the guys on my AAU team had gone before. But luckily, by the grace of God, Hamilton won the state championship that year, and Marcus Nolan won state MVP, who was the PG. And after them losing Todd and Corey and all those guys to Arkansas, he had to sign a kid from Memphis. So it was a blessing for me, although I always wanted to be a Tiger. I got to go to the greatest HBCU in the United States, Southern University.
And let me
in
tell
Baton
you
Rouge, Louisiana.
one more thing, the biggest one.
No question. The biggest one with the prettiest women, the smartest guys, and the best sports programs there is in college sports and HBCU history.
Oh, wow.
And I can certify that history part because we were the first HBCU to ever win a game in the NCAA tournament, 1993 Southern Jaguars against Georgia Tech.
Wow.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on. Didn't Avery Johnson go to Southern?
They didn't win a game.
Yeah.
We won. We beat Georgia Tech the week after they beat North Carolina in the ACC championship. Yeah, they went to the tournament twice while Avery was there. And
that's basketball.
Yeah.
We got the basketball.
Man, that boy gives me nightmares because I thought I was a hot shot guard coming from Memphis, and I had to run against Avery in this old gym we called the sweat box. That's where you got broken in when you got on campus.
Yes.
And he picked my pocket my first 3 times. I came down on the court, picked it, laid up on me because I was just hot shot guard from Memphis. And I called my granddad and said, man, I don't really know if this for me. You know what I'm saying?
He made you call home.
I called home. Legit. I called home. Well, I got it together though.
Well, listen now. On R&R, we deal with the hard facts and the tough issues.
Yeah.
Now, you've heard, I'm sure, as an agent, about the situation out in California where they're looking at players or collegiate players being able to make money off their image and things like that. Can I get your take on it from an agent's perspective?
I absolutely agree with it. It's the biggest. I want to be politically correct, but it's just slavery.
We don't do that here.
Okay, well,
you're
cool.
in the wrong
There we go. There we go.
Well, cool. It's indentured servitude. So at the end of the day, and I watched a documentary, the best documentary I've ever seen on it, on Netflix. What was the name of it? But it was a documentary. Jay Billis was on there, and some of the stuff that these people were saying about college athletics was crazy. At the end of the day, the normal kid that goes to the University of Memphis that's on a band scholarship, the band scholarship is the exact same scholarship as DJ Jeffrey's scholarship at the University of Memphis. When the band kid gets out of class, even though he's a smart tech guy, he could go work for Apple at the mall. He could go work for FedEx after he gets out of class. DJ has to go to practice. He has to go to study hall. He has to go to weights. He has to go to extra work. He has to go to film session. So he can't get a job. Whereas this other person can go and get a job that pays legitimate money. And this other person's, if he wants to go home, the band kid, for Christmas break and wants to go with his roommate to Chicago, the kid's roommate parents can buy him a ticket to go home. DJ, if a parent buys him a ticket, it's an NC2A rule.
Wow.
So let me ask you something. You said the scholarship between the band kid and the athlete is the same scholarship.
Yeah, they go to the same classes.
Scholarship in terms of value.
Yeah, they go to the same classes. They get the same meal card. They get to go to the same dorm.
But different scholarship in terms of requirements.
Oh yeah, I mean they go to band practice for 2 hours.
And then they're done.
The band doesn't have to go to film. They don't have to go to study hall. They don't have to go to other events where they have to go and shake donors' hands so that the school can make money off of.
And then this kid can go work. He can have a job.
Yeah, no question. And I think the game is fixed to change. I don't know if y'all want to start there, but it's totally going to change in 2022 when it goes back. The kids can go high school from there. And I even have talked to parents about even from a different edition, even going sooner. Like the European model, I just can't understand because I traveled the world, how you can go pro in tennis at 14, soccer at 14, baseball out of high school, hockey, every sport but revenue-generating sports, basketball and football, which we control. But I get it in football. You couldn't put an 18-year-old kid out there against the Chicago Bears. But it's proven in basketball that kids at 18, they build off talent. You know, I still represent the first high school player to win Rookie of the Year. It wasn't LeBron, it was Amari Stoudemire.
Right.
So Amari won it in 2002, LeBron won it in 2003. KG, Kobe, those guys did not need to go to college. college would do nothing for them.
Let me break in right here. You're listening to R&R on Sports on the KUDZUKIAN Network, and that documentary you were trying to think of is called School.
Exactly. That is it.
The price
Great.
of college sports.
Best documentary. I mean, they reveal it. And one of the ADs said on there, after a guy spoke, he said, "You can't let the animals run the zoo."
Wow.
He had the nerve to say, "You cannot let the animals run the zoo."
Whoa.
That's what they look at.
Well, once again, we're in R&R, we've been talking about this issue of what if, and the article is, what if they committed? What if our top black athletes went to HBCUs? Now, with the situation happening in California and other states looking to follow suit, what do you think the impact would be if HBCUs with players being able to get money for their image and likeness and so on and so forth?
Will that help in their recruiting?
That whole thing's that's all smoke and mirrors. Here's why. One and done kids, when the rule is changed, they're going straight to the league.
Okay.
So, but college sports is not going to change. When Amari and LeBron and those guys were going pro, they are rooting actually for Duke, or they're rooting for Memphis or Kentucky, the name on the front of the jersey. Whereas in the NBA, people are rooting for star players.
Right.
So the 10 to 15 kids that will be one and dones are going to be gone. So now Calipari, Coach K, even Penny, the 5-star guy is going to be kind of out of play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now it's level field for 4 stars and down. This is where HBCU, because again, image and likeness. I'm not paying for, no disrespect, the 8th man on the Tigers picture.
Right.
I'm not, only grandmama and them are buying this stuff.
Right.
So the only ones where image and likeness are going to matter are the superstars.
Right.
So that's all going to be a null and void conversation. Where HBCUs can get involved in is now it's a level playing field to say, hey, we've got good basketball here. Why don't you come down here and play, put a Power 5 together here, because we legitimately can go and win some games in here and build. It doesn't matter if you're a pro, you're a pro. You're going to find you anywhere. Dame Lillard went to Weber State.
Yep.
C.J. McCollum went to Lehigh.
Yep.
You know, there's mid-majors all throughout the league. So it doesn't matter. OVC, for example, Tennessee State's in the OVC.
Right.
Ja Morant came out of that conference.
Right.
Campaign came out of that conference. That's 2 lottery picks.
Right.
Kenneth Faried came out of that conference. So if people could legitimize themselves and say, man, listen, I'm going to put some money in these HBCUs and I'm going to go where there's good schooling, where people are going to be treated right. All it takes is 1 or 2 years for them to win a couple games in NC2A. Now you've got $4 or $5 million extra in the budget on campus, which will help them tremendously.
You are listening to R&R on Sports, and we're going to be right back. We got a ton of questions to ask you, man. We're going to be right back.
We're going to burn up the mic.
Travis King.
The lines, brother. We're going to burn up the lines. We're going to get it hot in here.
Back after this.
My name is Michael Eric Dyson, and you're listening to R&R on Sports.
Hello, I'm Howard Robertson.
And I am the fantastic, the amazing, the phenomenal Larry Robinson.
With your show, R&R on Sports, every Saturday morning right here on the Sports Byline Network. With only the up-to-date commentary every Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific on the Sports Byline Network.
R&R on Sports. Part of the KUDZUKIAN Network.
R&R on Sports. We're talking to the great Travis King.
No.
Come on, man.
Travis King
Come on, own it.
Travis
King.
No.
Now, I said that.
The
Can't
word,
I say the
no,
great?
No, not the word great. Travis King from Kirby. That's it. Don't put that on me. Please don't.
Well, listen,
Travis King from Kirby. That's got a ring.
Yeah, he's got a little ring to it. Travis King from Kirby. A little alliteration and whatnot. But listen, so off mic, we were talking about how there may be room for innovation.
Right.
My thing is that the NCAA model is outdated, and it really doesn't work for young, poor black kids. Right. So we had Don Yee, Tom Brady's agent, on a few months ago, and he talked about the fact that the NCAA has built this billion-dollar business on the backs of poor black kids.
Right. 2-part
question. Number one, do you see there being space for innovation? Number two is, where do you see the NCAA going with the changes that's happening currently in the sports field?
I'm going to reverse them. I see the NC2A folding up. Either they're going to, either they're going.
So you didn't get registered. Now you know you ain't gonna be able to get registered now.
For what?
With the NCAA.
I'm cool on that. I don't have no problem with that. By the time I deal with them, they're not an NCAA athlete anyway.
So talk about that in more detail. How long you think that's gonna take? How long you think that's gonna take?
2 years. At 2 years max. Because
what?
Here's the thing.
Wow.
Here's the thing. Either you're gonna open up shop and allow people to participate in this multi-billion-dollar business that you have, because they're not the police, they're not the U.S. government. Who do they actually regulate? If these schools, and I've talked with several Power 5 schools, guys that you see are the highest paid coaches, if those guys went to their presidents and said, hey, let's call it what it is. You know, I think I look up and what is it, like Michigan's got $120 million athletic budget. Like, these are real numbers.
Right.
So look, President, I don't care how many T-shirts y'all sell in there, how many books we sell. We're not bringing that type of money through alumni donations. This is a legitimate revenue driver for our university. We can drop out of the NC2A and put a conference together of Duke, Kentucky, Michigan, Notre Dame, UCLA, play each other, do our own games, because all the NC2A is a governing body of nobody. They have no, like, they can't take you to jail. They can't make you participate in that. They don't fund the school.
Right.
They're just a middleman source.
Do they have that kind of heart, Travis? That's what you're talking about an age-old institution. Do these coaches and the ADs and the school, the administration of the school,
I was kind of surprised.
Have that kind of?
Well, look at how things are now. Things are shifting a little bit. You have the Penny Hardaways and Jawan Howards and things are changing. Everything just doesn't stay status quo. So again, you had R.J. Hampton leave this year.
Yes.
When these kids start saying, and their parents say, look, I can go play in Australia for $700,000, or I can go to Duke for free, and possibly if they buy my mom a cheeseburger, she could go to jail. Because I had friends go to jail in this whole NC2A FBI thing. Yeah, guys I've known forever, good guys. I'm not legitimizing what people said that they did or whatever. But at the end of the day, if this group signed a $23 billion TV deal, or whatever the number is with the NC2A and CBS, and these kids can't get anything, I don't care. They can take they don't have my license. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The NBA does. Right. NBA is not a proponent of what the NC2A does. That's why we're changing the rule. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're making billions of dollars off of poor kids, and their parents can't even participate.
Wow. This is R&R on Sports, and we're speaking with sports agent Travis King. Travis, second part was at the innovation. Where are there opportunities for innovation so that the kids can take advantage, or at least play some part in the resources that's being provided through their skill? Okay,
well, we're only talking about a small group of people. Again, if you look back at high school to pro, there was 5 to 10 that got drafted that are successful.
Right.
So, again, in the big scheme of things, 10 million kids playing high school basketball, 5 to 10 get drafted. Yeah. So everybody's getting up in this panic about what's going to go on. But at the end of the day, I think where it changes is if you look at the European model, and I think you can see it coming with the NBA. The NBA started with Basketball Without Borders. They started finding the best players in the world. Right. It's been going for 15 years now. Then the NBA started NBA academies. There's 7 academies.
Right.
They've got the best 14-year-old to 18-year-old talent. So basically the NBA has their eyes on the top 450 players in the world, and they also have 7 academies around the world with the top 14 to 18-year-old kids, except one place, the U.S., because of the high school, AAU, and NC2A system.
Right.
So now if I went to a parent and said to Amari, LeBron, all these kids' parents in the 9th grade, that when I met Amari, Dad dead, mom locked up. We all know the story about Gloria James, and she had her tough times. Allen Iverson's mom. I mean, it's a legitimate. This is what we deal with.
Right.
And you go and say, listen, your son's about to play 100 games a year in AAU in high school.
Right.
Okay, so he's going to put wear and tear on his body.
100 games.
100 games a year. So a kid by the time from fourth grade till he gets drafted has played 1,000 basketball games. That's why the injuries are there. So if I go to them and say, hey, for the next 3 years, LeBron's about to play 300 games for free. Mm-hmm. For free. Mm-hmm. You can't get a cheeseburger. But what we will do for you, Gloria, is we will give LeBron $3,000 for his freshman year, housing, tutoring. He's going to play against 40 games against the Chinese junior national team, the Spanish national team, around the world. Mm-hmm. He's going to travel and learn the world. Right. He's going to go class 4 hours a day and learn the basics that he needs to have to graduate. But he's also going to learn financial planning, media training, drug abuse, how to watch scams and women. I mean, we're going to teach him what he needs because he wants to be a pro. There was nothing in Amari, LeBron, Kobe's eyes that said, man, I'm going to be an engineer. They knew that they were going to be a pro, so we're going to raise him. His 10th grade year, $4,000. 11th grade year, $5,000 a month. $150,000 to a parent or a family that's in the ghetto and training their kid the right way is worth something. And we're going to pay, if you don't make it, we're going to pay for your education in state institutions. So, yeah, you lost your eligibility, but we're going to guarantee you that you're going to be able to go to college if you want to. Right. And you got $150,000 cash going into your junior year where you can go sign overseas for $700,000 to $1 million before you come back to the NBA.
Wow.
Who's going to
talk about innovation?
That's innovation. Is there any other sport that has a similar model?
Soccer. Look at the soccer system. If you look at all the teams in the soccer system and European system and look at the highest paid players in the world, they go and pick kids up from Africa at 12, 13, 14 years old. They probably give their parents $500 and a couple moon pies. They go over there. They buy their life rights.
Right.
They buy their life rights.
Yeah.
What?
Yes. They take them. They sell them to a European club for upwards. Look at transfer fees. Google transfer fees. Some of them are $10, $15 million. And then they are attached to that player throughout his career. Wherever he goes, they still get a commission off of it.
Well, and what you mean, explain too what you mean by they got him for life, because as part of their culture, they entrust their child to
this person. Oh, you're giving. And I was kidding when I say $500 in a honey bun, but it's really that simple. They're struggling that bad, but at the end of the day, they go to soccer academies first, and then they place them. It's the same thing on the basketball side over in Europe. So again, what system do you see the NBA playing right now?
Right.
European system, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Slot of threes, right? Mm-hmm. Small ball,
right?
Different ball game. It ain't the Twin Towers no more.
So it's totally changed.
And if you look at the business of it, it's totally changing as well. So again, I feel like in the next 2 years, the next 24 months, you're going to see a lot of changes that are going to, knock some major industries to their knees, but it's also going to empower a lot of different people that should be empowered in this business.
That is deep. That is deep and very informative information. Let me ask you this, Travis. We interviewed Scoop Jackson quite a lot. He said the deal maker and the game changer for HBCUs. He thinks and feels that it's in television. It's in broadcast contracts and rights.
Yeah, that's with all of them. That's what drives the revenue with all of it. At the end of the day, though, it's just got to take that first group of parents. Again, my son, he's got 3 choices of schools he's going to go to. Florida State, because of his 3 older sisters graduated from there. Memphis, because that's where we're from. Mm-hmm. But my preference, and I'm going to shove down his throat, is Southern. I don't care how much money I have. I don't care. I deal with people every day from Duke, Harvard. Yeah, there's no better place for me. So all it takes is those parents to say, look, let's put our boys together and go down to Jackson State.
Right.
And we'll go win it. Like, it doesn't take anything but a parent because, again, they're not giving you anything other than the prestige. Why do the rich always get richer? I mean, no disrespect. Hey, Coach K, friend, Coach Cal, friend. I'm not knocking it at all. But there's no difference in the there is a difference in the experience if you go to Duke as a black player or you go to Southern State or Jackson or Valley and go on the yard.
Right.
And if all it takes, really, honestly, if I'm an HBCU, homecoming weekend,
get them there.
Bring every recruit.
I'm telling you,
bring every recruit, bring every parent.
That's weekend madness.
That's it.
Weekend madness.
It'll change your life. You'll open your eyes to it. You know what I'm saying? So like. That's all it takes, again, is that one. And especially in the South.
Right.
There aren't a lot of HBCUs, West Coast, up north, but in the South, as many people and family members that have it, all it takes is them to say, hey, their ice ain't as cold, it's no colder than ours.
Have you had any conversations with any of these HBCUs? I won't ask you to go into any detail, but
yeah, I have. But
they need to be hearing.
All they want to hear is, man, how can y'all help me? I'm telling you to help. I mean, I'm not about to cut a check, y'all. You didn't help me, I'm gonna
it ain't
just
you to
us
fish.
Raising you money. Yeah,
I'm gonna teach you to fish.
Not just can you cut a
yourself.
check, brother. Like, hey, I'm willing to go down here. I tell kids all the time, like, let's go take a bus full of kids down here and do an experience, but they have to be more innovative themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Absolutely.
This is true.
You know, they have to be more innovative, and some are. You know what I'm saying? I hate the fact that my Jaguars are now Under Armour school, but I love Southern. You know what I'm saying? We got Sean Woods down there, man. We're making our way back.
All right, so hold on real quick. We've been talking about this China deal on R&R. What's your things? What's your thoughts on that real quick?
China deal on R&R. Well, I just left Hong Kong. I was in Hong Kong Wednesday. I'm going to stay out the way on that just from the simple fact that everybody has their own opinion of things. I like politics. Obviously, the NBA in China, that's their biggest market outside of here. I have a lot of friends in China. I got friends in Hong Kong. I've got friends in communist countries. I got friends in the projects. I got friends in penthouses. So I don't get into what other people pay power games because usually the 95% people that it really affects has nothing to do with what they all are arguing about. You know what I mean?
I got you.
The NBA did what they had to do like any other business, damage control. You know what I'm saying? Daryl Morey, know him well, nice guy, very, very smart guy, spoke his mind. I think the NBA stood somewhat behind him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, our league is one league that they do back the players up for the most part, but they also will check you when you're messing their money off. But that's no different than any other boss.
Right.
You go into Kellogg, you go into FedEx and say something out of pocket that's going to hurt and cost them money, you're gone.
Right.
I mean, look, he's got a job.
Right.
So, you know, that shows the NBA and who we are as a league, though.
There you go.
All right. Let me see how I can say this. We've been talking to the regular Travis King out of Kirby High School.
the coolest. Can we say cool?
I'll take cool.
There it is.
The coolest agent.
I'll be coolest agent.
The coolest
agent.
I'll take that.
Something. I mean, claim something.
Rich Paul, the richest. I might be the coolest.
Here on R&R, look, man, we cannot let it be so long between your visits. All right.
I'm moving back to the city, man. Y'all let me come down a little more. I'm moving back to the city.
All right, there you go. Come on.
And that's Memphis, Tennessee world.
No question.
That's where we from.
We from the 10, baby.
But no. You from the
where you from?
You from Appalachia.
I've spent
you
my
from
life.
the hills of Kentucky.
Louisville. I'm from Louisville.
Oh, yeah. I know you're from Louisville.
I'm a Louisville brother.
Hey.
I'm Louisville too. I bleed red.
Hey, since we beat the brakes off of them in the 80s, that's all he wanted to come
on. Now, wait a minute. How many championships y'all
just try to get retribution.
Never nervous, pervers, Mill Wagon. That was a team. That was a great team.
Check back with us right after this break for more R&R on Sports.
This this is Dr. J. You're listening to a little R&R on sports.
I love games, board games, comics, beautiful things that portray black girls as soft and whimsical and cotton candy flowers. And so that is what I bring to the show, as well as cuss words for these raggedy when they need them.
Oh my goodness.
Such as this raggedy that we getting ready to introduce you to right now.
Oh my
This red
goodness.
fox looking,
Oh.
this bald head, confident talking about Richard Douglas Jones.
My goodness, this is the best, worst intro I've ever had in my life, ladies and gentlemen. Black Nerd Power on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
Back for more R&R as we get ready to hit the door. More as we get ready to hit the door.
To say goodbye to all our family.
I ain't spelling it. I'm not.
Next
gonna
week. We'll do
spell
that
it.
part next week. We'll do
I'm not going to spell. Okay, so we want to thank and give shout outs to all of our guests who all happen to be HBCU grads.
Every single one of them.
Who were phenomenal resources and wealths of information relative to what's happening in the HBCUs and their own individual successful experiences, I might add.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Okay.
I mean, think about this, man. We had an Olympic gold medalist.
That's right.
We had the number one pick in the NFL draft.
From an HBC, the only number one.
I'm sorry,
not first
only-
round, but number one.
Number one pick.
First pick
in the NFL draft, HBCU draft. And we also had a phenomenal agent. And then we had one of the most recognized sports journalists in the country. So shout
outs. Wait a minute. Let's shout out the schools.
Okay.
Shout out to Rochelle Stevens,
Morgan State
University in Baltimore, her alma mater. Shout out to Robert Scoop Jackson's alma mater, which is the Howard University in Washington D.C.
And Xavier.
And say, okay.
He's a twofer.
All right. Shout out to Ed Tootal Jones's alma mater, the Tennessee State University.
Yep.
And last but not least, shout out to Travis the King. He'll hate that.
King.
Travis the King's alma mater, which is Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Shout out to all you great institutions. Shout out to the individuals and the products of those institutions.
The grads of absolutely. And listen, let me say this as one to another. Listen, your HBCU alma mater needs you, and they need your resources.
And
all right?
kids.
They need your children.
They need
yes.
your children.
Yes.
They need your children too. We really need to double down on getting these athletes that are playing in these schools and doing phenomenal jobs and well touted coming out of high school. Consider an HBCU. Give them an opportunity to go check out an HBCU homecoming, because I think your experience might outweigh all the accoutrements.
I didn't go to mine this year, but you went to yours.
I
you
went to mine, and it
Kentucky
was
State.
Phenomenal, man. I keep pushing Kentucky State to have a statewide homecoming for all the students, all the black students that went to University of Kentucky, University of Louisville, Eastern Kentucky, Western Kentucky, Transylvania, Morehead State, Murray State, all of those black graduates to come to Kentucky State for our homecoming, and you be an honorary alumni of Kentucky State University for that one day.
An honorary, thoroughbred? Is that what
honorary thoroughbred for the day, but we get to kick it hard for homecoming. We have a good time.
I hear shout out to my university, the Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, the first African-American, first HBCU, first degree-granting African-American institution, and also the has the distinction of the most NCAA titles won of any HBCU.
Say that again.
Most NCAA titles of any HBCU.
Kudos.
All in national titles, I'm talking about, all in track and field.
Kudos.
With that, we're going to say thank you so much for being with us.
Wait a minute,
here.
hold on. Listen, now, if you miss anything or you just want to check the shows out or you want to listen to the series again, download the KUDZUKIAN app. You can download the KUDZUKIAN app on iOS, on the Google Play. You can get it anywhere. You can listen to all your podcast providers and check us out.
And if you cannot spell KUDZUKIAN, you
K-U-D.
can spell R and R on sports.
KUDZUKIAN.
Thank you very much, Mr. Spelling Bee. And with that, we're going to say thanks again for being with us here on R&R on Sports. We hope you come back and join us, and we hope you never leave us. Check out our podcast, as he said, and we'll be back next week, same time, same place.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Y'all take care.
You've been listening to a little R&R on Sports, written and produced by Howard Robertson, Larry Robinson, recorded and mixed in Memphis, Tennessee.